Is your goal for 2025 to start investing, but you're feeling unsure about where to start? If that's the case, don't worry, you're not alone. Even as a qualified accountant, when I started investing in 2020, it felt really overwhelming and confusing. Because of this, I made so many mistakes at the start. But now, 5 years on, I have over 100K in investments, including 90K in my ISA portfolio. Today, I'll walk you through how to set up your personal finances, choose the best accounts and platforms, and find the right investment approach for you, so you can start your investing journey now. Let's dive straight in. Before you jump into the world of investing, you need to get your personal finances in order. Investing is a long-term game. Think 5 years minimum, but ideally much longer. To do this, there are 2 key steps. First, you need to build an emergency fund. This is your financial safety net for unexpected costs like car repairs, medical bills, or even a job loss. I suggest starting with at least £1,000 set aside in your emergency fund before you begin investing. Once you've hit that milestone, aim to gradually save 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Just a note that these should be based on basic living costs, not your salary. But at the end of the day, how much you need depends on your personal situation. If you're in a stable job with no dependents, you might be fine with 3 months of essential expenses saved up. But if you're self-employed or supporting a family, 6 months may be better. Having this cushion ensures you won't need to sell investments during a market downturn if an unexpected expense arises. The second thing is to pay off high interest debt. If you have credit card debt or loans with high interest rates, tackle those first. Global stock market returns have averaged around 8 to 10% annually, but credit cards and personal loans will often charge higher interest rates than that. Therefore, paying off that debt guarantees you won't be charged that interest that's often higher than investment returns. A common question is whether mortgages count as high interest debt. Generally, they don't. Most mortgages have lower interest rates, often below 5 or 6%, so it's usually fine to invest while paying off your mortgage. Once your finances are in order, it's time to set up your investing accounts. There are 2 big questions to answer here. 1, what type of account should I use? And 2, what provider should I use? Let's start with the first one. In the UK, the 2 most popular investment accounts are private pensions and stocks and shares ISAs. Let's break them down. A private pension is essentially an investment account designed for retirement savings. And one of the main benefits is the tax relief it provides. Tax relief means that for every contribution you make to your pension, the government adds a percentage based on your income tax rate. If you're a basic rate taxpayer, you get 20% tax relief. For example, if you contribute £80, the government adds £20, making it £100 in your pension. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, you can claim an additional 20% through your tax return, or even 25% if you're an additional rate taxpayer. This makes pensions a highly tax-efficient way to save for retirement. There are 2 main types of pensions. The first is defined benefit pensions. These are common in the public sector and provide a guaranteed income in retirement based on factors like your salary and years of service. If you're a teacher or an NHS worker, you likely have one. Usually, you can take your defined benefit pension from age 65 or your state pension age, but it can depend on your employer. The second type of pension is defined contribution pensions. With these, the amount you get in retirement depends on how much you've contributed and how your investments perform. As of now, you can access these from age 55, but that age is set to increase to 57 from 2028, and it's likely to be even higher by the time I want to retire, for example. Most workplace pensions fall under this category. Often, workplace pension schemes will enroll you onto their default fund, but if it's a defined contribution pension, you should be able to change how your pension is invested. So if you want to do that, just contact your HR department or speak to your manager and ask about it. Employers are legally required to contribute a certain percentage of your pay to your pension, but a lot of employers will also offer to contribute more if you do. This is referred to as an employer match, and it's effectively part of your compensation, just like your salary. So if you want to maximize your compensation, then definitely max out that employer pension match. SIPs, or self-invested personal pensions, are another type of defined contribution pension. But instead of your employer opening one for you, you can open one for yourself with whatever provider you choose, and you also have more control over how your money is invested. SIPs are a great option if you've maxed out your employer's pension match and want more control over your investments, or if you're self-employed and don't have access to a workplace pension. The second type of investment account we're going to talk about is the Stocks and Shares ISA. This account is ideal for those who want tax-efficient investing with more flexibility than a pension. With a Stocks and Shares ISA, you can invest up to £20,000 per tax year, and any gains or income are completely tax-free. Unlike pensions, you can withdraw money from an ISA at any time. While pensions often leave you with the largest pot in retirement due to the tax relief and employer contributions, ISAs are better if you're looking to retire early or want to access your investments before age 55 or 57 from 2028. This is why the Stocks and Shares ISA is my favorite type of account, and when I first became self-employed, I prioritize contributing to my Stocks and Shares ISA over my pension. Now that I can afford to, I contribute to both. Whew, okay, that was pretty long. Now on to our second question, what provider should I use? When choosing a provider, you should consider the following. First, fees, because high fees can eat into your returns over time. The second thing is the range of investments. You have to ensure that the platform offers the investments that you're interested in. The third thing is ease of use. A simple user-friendly interface can make a big difference, especially for beginners. And last, customer service and reviews. Check out their website to see what options they have for customer service. There's usually a trade-off with this between the type of customer service that they offer and the fees that you pay, because paying people to be on the phone all day is a lot more expensive than online support. As for reviews, check out websites like Trustpilot to see the provider's rating and customer reviews. But do take these with a grain of salt because there's a bit of a selection bias there. The people that have had a bad experience are probably more likely to post a review, but still, they can be useful. We'll include some examples of investment platforms in the UK, including the ones that we use, but there are a lot more than this, so make sure to do your own research as well. First up is Trading212. This is the platform that we first started investing on in 2020, and we've used it ever since. It's our top choice for its low fees. For example, it charges no platform fees and also has a wide range of investments, from individual stocks like the US tech giants to ETFs, including Vanguard ETFs. And we use the Trading212 Stocks ISA. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a SIP as of yet. If you want to try it, you can use code SNSBonus or click on the affiliate link in the description to get a free fractional share worth up to £100. I'll leave the full terms in the description. We'll also get a small payment if you do this, which helps us provide you with this free content. The second one is InvestEngine. This platform specializes in ETFs and charges no platform fees for DIY investors, which is great. They offer Stocks and Shares ISA, a SIP, and even business accounts. This is actually what we use InvestEngine for. My fiance and business partner Jamie, who you'll meet a bit later on in this channel, and I run a limited company, and we have a business account with InvestEngine through which we invest some of our company's cash. InvestEngine also have a managed version, where they'll allocate you a model portfolio after you answer a few questions about your risk appetite, but they obviously charge a fee for that. We have an affiliate link with InvestEngine as well, which we'll leave in the description box. I think usually the offer they have is that you get up to £50 bonus when you invest at least £100, but they sometimes up that bonus to £100. Honestly, it's nice to get these sign-up bonuses, but let's be honest, they're not gonna make or break your investing journey, so don't get too caught up in them, okay? But again, you get a little something something, and we also get a small payment if you sign up through our link, so I'll leave it at that. Another good example is Dawdle by AJ Bell. This is a low-cost app-based platform developed by AJ Bell, which is one of the OG investment platforms in the UK. It has higher fees than Trading212 and InvestEngine, but still pretty low cost overall. The range of investments is also pretty limited, but I think it's still pretty good for beginners overall. And last but not least, Vanguard. Vanguard is the original low-cost investment platform. Actually, well, it's not really an investment provider in the traditional sense because it only provides you with their own products, but it is one of the oldest and most reputable in the world. The issue with Vanguard is that from 31st of January 2025, they're set to introduce a minimum fee of £4 a month, so £48 annually. And if you only have £1,000 to invest, that's equivalent to 4.8% of your invested money, which is a lot. Before, their fee was just 0.15%, meaning that with £1,000 invested, you'd only pay £1.50 a year. In order for that £40 a year fee to represent 0.15% of your investments, your investments will need to be worth at least £32,000. We used Vanguard for our SIPs and found it okay, but yeah, up to you to determine if it's worth it. So just to recap, we use Trading 212 for our stocks and shares ISAs, we use InvestEngine for our business accounts, and we use Vanguard for our SIPs. But yeah, just ensure that you take your time to compare platforms and find the one that works best for your goals and for your budget. To be honest, if I had to open an account now, I would probably just go with a stocks ISA from Trading 212 and invest a small amount until I got more confident. Okay, now that your account is set up, it's time to decide what to invest in. Exciting, huh? When Jamie and I started investing, we made the mistake of diving straight into individual stocks and speculative ones like Virgin Galactic. Ah, what a time. It was exciting at first, but risky, and we learned the hard way why diversified funds are a better starting point. If I started again, I'd focus on broadly diversified funds rather than individual stocks. Broadly diversified funds come in two main forms: ETFs and mutual funds. Here's what you need to know. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. ETFs are investment funds traded on stock exchanges, much like individual stocks. They hold a collection of assets such as stocks or bonds and spread your money amongst different investments in a single purchase. This is a practice called diversification. ETFs are popular because they have low fees, are easy to buy and sell, and often track stock market indexes like the FTSE 100, the leading UK index, or the S&P 500, the leading US index. ETFs can be bought or sold throughout the trading day, giving you flexibility. Now, mutual funds are slightly more old-fashioned funds. They are similar to ETFs in that they pool money from many investors to buy a collection of assets. However, unlike ETFs, mutual funds are priced and traded only at the end of the trading day. If I had to start again, I'd personally opt for global index funds. Whether in ETF or mutual fund form, global index funds are baskets of thousands of stocks from around the world, providing instant diversification. They reduce risk because you're not reliant on the performance of one company or even one country. Some excellent options include the Vanguard FTSE All World ETF, Invesco FTSE All World ETF, Vanguard ESG Global All Cap UCITS ETF, Vanguard FTSE Global All Cap Index Fund, Fidelity Index World Fund, and HSBC All World Index Fund. Honestly, there are a lot more than that, but I just thought to give you some examples. And yeah, I would probably make one of these funds the foundation of my portfolio, probably as much as 80%. And once I got more confident, I could start exploring individual stocks or sector-specific ETFs in order to complement my investments. It's interesting, isn't it? I think when I first thought about investing, I was just thinking about trying to pick individual stocks. I was thinking it's gonna be like the Wolf of Wall Street, but I've barely mentioned individual stocks, right? And that's because of two reasons. One, it's probably best to make broadly diversified funds the foundation of any portfolio. And two, you don't even need to invest in individual stocks to start putting your money into the stock market, which is great, right? You don't have to spend your life researching stocks and keeping up with stock market trends and all of that. Although if you are interested in individual stocks as well, then subscribe and stick around on this channel because we will be sharing the investments we make every month. And we do invest both into funds and individual stocks every single month. So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Before we end this, I'll quickly go through two common mistakes to avoid when investing. The first is waiting for the perfect time to invest. It's virtually impossible to predict market movements. Instead, I would focus on investing consistently, whether the market is up or down. This strategy, known as dollar cost averaging or pound cost averaging, as we're in the UK, helps to smooth out fluctuations and reduces the risk of investing a lump sum at the wrong time. Interestingly though, research by Schroders, an asset management firm, found that stocks hitting all-time highs often perform better in the following 12 months than at other times. Past performance does not guarantee future results, but this is just to say, don't let fear of a market crash stop you from starting because you might be losing precious time in the market. The second mistake to avoid is chasing hype. I would avoid investments driven solely by hype, like NFTs back in 2022. The buzzword of the moment is AI, and you might be tempted to invest in AI-focused stocks that have really shot up just because of hype and FOMO. But without having a long-term plan in mind, if these stocks do come crashing down, which is always possible, you might struggle to keep investing. So remember to have a plan, and stick to it and focus on long-term goals. All right, these are our best tips on how to start investing from the UK in 2025. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Our next video will be a video where Jamie will reveal what investments he bought this month when he got paid. So if you'd like to see that, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any questions you'd like us to make a video about, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to help. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.